welcome to the Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danica. Along with me, we have Ms. Medice. And I went with her last name first because there's a very interesting story on how to pronounce her name. There's Raquel, for those who live in St. Mary Parish, and then there's Rochelle for those who live in Houston, Texas, which is where she resides now. But she is definitely a hometown girl who is making some big waves, and I'm so happy I came across that Facebook post. So first and foremost, congratulations to you for securing a TV deal
Thank you.
for your cooking.
Thank you.
Yes, but we're going to take it back, folks. There's a lot to talk about with this interesting lady who has also an interesting face. Yes, she's a beautiful lady, but she looks like a celebrity. Can you guess it? I'm sure you already have guessed it if you've seen a few of her movies. She's been in lots of them. And one of her very first movies that many of you may know is Baby Boy. I'm talking about Taraji P. Henson, who is actually going to be on Color Purple, which is coming back out, a remake of the movie. You share her face.
Yes.
Or she shares your face.
Right.
Right.
Well, she's older than I am.
Okay.
So.
Okay. There we go. Yeah. Right. And the girl, you know, it don't crack. We don't know.
Right. Right.
So we don't know how old anyone is. But tell us, how did you or who came up with the epiphany? Like, oh my God, you look just like Taraji P. Henson.
I don't know who came up with it, but when the movie Baby Boy came out, and I would go places, people would stare at me all the time. And so back then, I was kind of feisty, you know, fighting, stuff like that. So I'm getting attitudes with people like, why are y'all staring at me? You know, like, what's going on? And so people would come up to me and they'd be like, oh my gosh, you look just like Taraji. Or you look just like the lady off of Baby Boy, you know? And so I started getting it so much until the stares became normal.
Okay.
And, you know, people would ask for my autographs, take a picture with me, different stuff like that. And
would you do it anyway?
Take the pictures. I've taken pictures with people before, but I've never given my autograph or anything.
Okay. And we were just sitting here kind of talking about this because, you know, everyone has a twin somewhere. I've actually been told that there's a young lady who's also in media, and she and I share similar features. So, you know, it's out there. But you just so happen to share the face of someone who is well known all around the world. So, and you yourself are making waves. So you're becoming a celebrity yourself. Let's take it back to where I saw you, and then you can go back even farther, but of course the first thing, of course, is Facebook, you being a twin to Taraji, and Twitter, right? But then there's TikTok.
Yes.
And then I ate it. I can't do your voice, I can't do it, but I knew when I saw that TikTok video, and I was seeing so many of them, I said, this young lady is from Louisiana. I didn't know it was you, didn't know you had any ties to Morgan City. It was the voice, and it was slow. It was slow, and it was just recognizable that, yeah, she's from Louisiana. I don't know what part, but, you know, little did I know, you're from here. You're a local hometown girl. So how did that start? Were you just like, I love to cook, so let me just, you know, cook up a meal and go on TikTok?
So I've been cooking for a while, and I actually had some pictures that went viral on Facebook, and that was way before TikTok even came about. And so then I would just post whenever I would cook on Facebook, Instagram, and then when TikTok came about, I started posting on TikTok. And so one of my videos just went viral one day, and they loved me saying, and then I ate it. And so
now you got to do it in the voice. Now. You got to do it in the voice. So we just finished everything. Okay, well, now what?
And then I ate it.
Yeah, right. It's y'all have to look her up. We'll give out your socials in a little bit if you feel comfortable doing that. But then there's also This Ain't That.
Yes.
And then there's another saying that you do that you say, that's it, that's all.
Yes.
So is that just the way you just was like, I don't know how else to end it, and then I ate it. So that's how you end it.
Yeah, just one day I did the video and I was like, and then I ate it. And, you know, people just took to it. And so while I'm talking, sometimes I'll say stuff like, that's it, that's all. Like when I'm talking about using my seasonings, like this is, you know, just use the seasoning, that's it, that's all.
Right.
Or I'm using my seasons, or however I cook, you know, comparing my stuff to other people's stuff. I'm like, this ain't that.
There you go. Okay, I love it. You know, and Tabitha Brown, who
Yes.
has made a fortune, is doing
She
quite well.
has.
You could be
I
our
love her.
Tabitha, you know, and not only that, you share so much with her because she too is very spiritual, and we'll get into that about more because, girl, you got your hands in all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But all I can tell you is, girl, secure the bag, okay?
Right.
Y'all come on back right here on the Voice of the Coast. We'll talk more with Raquel Rochelle Medice, who will also talk about her cooking show that's coming up. So come on back right here on the Voice of the Coast. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. Again, I'm your host, Danica. Along with me, we have Raquel Rochelle Medice. I'm going to be saying it all the time because I'm hoping that the folks in Houston will also get a chance to look at this because, again, you're a hometown girl, but here you're Raquel.
Yes.
And then out there, they call you Rochelle.
Yes.
So, of course, they'll know exactly who we're talking about when we use both names. But you grew up cooking, you said at the age of 10, and it just became a love for you.
Yes.
There's 3 sisters, and it's crazy because I've interviewed at least one. She's the oldest.
Yes.
Right? And then, of course, I am neighbors
Yes.
to the other one.
Yep.
So I've met each of them, but I've never met you. But of the 3 sisters, because there's 3 of you, who's the cook?
I am.
Okay. So
I am.
tell me, how did you fall into that?
So I would always go in the kitchen when my mom was cooking, and I would ask her, you know, what are you doing? Using seasonings. I would ask her why she using that. And I will also ask her to let me taste them. So I'm 10 years old asking my mom to pour seasonings in my hand so I can taste it.
Right.
And I would be like, you don't need that much of that. You don't have to use all of that. And she's like, girl, I've been cooking longer than you've been alive, so let me do this. And so, but now she calls me and asks me for recipes and to show her how to cook certain stuff. So
Wow. Well, you know, the student has become the teacher.
Right.
Yeah. So you have kind of flipped the script. Mom is saying, you know what, that little girl had something. And you did actually have something to the point where now you have your own flavors, your own seasonings, and you have your own show coming up, and it's on Hope and Peace Network TV out there in Houston, Texas. And let's talk about the seasonings. You have 3 that are sitting next to you. If you can you grab one at a time? Let's kind of go through each of them.
So this is a Cajun flavor.
Okay.
And you can simply use this on anything.
Okay.
And it says it on the bottle, like you can use it for everything.
Okay.
Don't be shy with it because it's not salty. All of my seasonings are low sodium seasonings. And so...
And that's good to know.
Yeah.
With Cajun food, you know, we like to put it on heavy, but it's that salt intake for me that I shy away from a lot of salt.
Yes.
So, okay.
And I've compared my seasonings, all 3 of them, to other brands, other seasonings, like popular brands, and none of them beat the sodium level that's in my seasoning. So use it freely, however you want to.
Come on.
You could shake a little, or you could shake a lot, or you could shake and tell your ancestors tell you to stop.
Okay. I love it. Okay. Yes.
And so I also have a sweet and savory grill mix, and this one, a lot of people like to use this for barbecue, stuff like that, but you can use this for a lot of different things. The only thing I would not recommend this for is brown gravies, but other than that,
if you put that in a brown gravy,
you're
worse than I am when I first started. Don't even. Okay.
And so here's my lemon pepper seasonings. Okay. And you can use this for, you know, select things. You can use it on poultry, chicken, steaks, whatever you want to use it on. But, of course, lemon pepper is, it's only for specific things. You know, you don't use this for everything. So
gotcha.
Use wisdom.
And when you put it on there and you make it to perfection, you say, and then I eat it.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And that's it. That's all.
That's right. Yes. Period. You need to put that little period in there. Okay. I love it. So of course, like you're doing it all, and this is great. I mean, first, I'm happy that I'm able to interview you before you really blow up. So when you blow up and you say, I remember when.
Right.
I remember when. And you know, it's good to know that we have local people because there's a local child right now, hopefully, watching this show will say, I can do that.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's something about marketing and branding, and you're doing a great job with that. You have your face on it. Now it's your face, but someone might see it and say, "Girl, I didn't know Taraji had had some seasons. I'm about to try this out," and that's okay. Go ahead and buy it. Just go ahead and spend your little money on it. I love it.
Exactly.
And we'll talk about where folks can grab it. You know, because you're not in stores just yet, but we're gonna pray on that, right? It's gonna be in stores eventually. Rouse's Canales, y'all heard me. So y'all come on and knock in, and y'all come on back to the show with the Voice of the Coast with yours truly. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. Let's get right into it. We were talking about the different seasonings that Raquel has in store for you guys. But speaking of stores, you're not in a store location, but where can I get my hands on it?
On my website.
Okay.
Yes. So my website is www.roc-nfood.com, and also on my social media, the business page at Roc-N-Food. You can also place your order there.
Okay. And just so we know, it is ROC and the letter N. Food. So Roc-N-Food, just so we have the phonetic spelling for everyone so they'll know how to get to you. But you have other social media platforms. And again, like I said, I found you on TikTok and then I ate it. It was just like, it just blew up. But you're on other social media platforms. Give us your socials.
So I'm also on TikTok and I'm also on Instagram. And both Instagram and TikTok is ROC_N_food. But I also have a food page on Facebook, and it's Can You Smell What Roc's Cooking?
So, and that has about 22,000 followers.
Yeah, that one has about 22,000 followers. My TikTok, I believe I'm about 130,000 followers.
Okay. You can still get blue checks on there, so we're trying to get you a blue check on TikTok. It took away from Twitter, or you got to pay for it.
Right.
But let's get right into this TV show, okay? Because, you know, how did that happen? I mean, you went from all the socials to now a TV presence.
Yes, so what happened was I was invited to give my testimony on a radio show. And so one of the guys who was partners with the lady who asked about me doing the interview with the testimony on the radio show, he reached out to me, and it just went from there.
Yeah. And pretty much, I guess they just kind of went down that rabbit hole and just saw all the things that you were doing.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So the name of the show, what's the name of the show?
It's called Cooking with Roc-N-Food.
Okay. And what are your specialties? Like, what are we going to get? What's the, like, take me through an episode.
So, I pretty much cook Cajun food, and so just different variety of things, and some stuff I'll just see or I would just think of and I would want to cook it, just to experiment with it, see if I can cook it or how it will come out. And so basically the show is about me cooking. I speak about how I'm cooking the food, what I'm doing, give instructions on how to, recipes, and I interview guests on my show.
Really?
So yeah, they talk to me while I'm cooking.
So you're like a regular Rachel Ray.
Something like that, yeah.
So while you're cooking, you're also interviewing.
Yes.
You gotta have some really good multitasking skills. Because me, I'm like, oh girl, hold on, I'm burning. Let me go over and flip this before, you know, because I'm really, like even me interviewing you, I'm kind of laser focused on one thing. Sometimes my mind drifts to, okay, what's my next question? Because I gotta get back to this. But that's a skill. Yeah. That's great. Yeah. How many episodes do you have in the can so far?
So right now we are still shooting, and so each season is going to have 12 episodes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay. And tell me about this Hope and Peace TV. Like, where is that? I know it's only in Houston. Right?
Yes, it is only in Houston, and it's actually a Christian platform.
Okay.
And so, I mean, it's, I love it,
Okay.
you know, because I'm free to do what I want to do with the show. It's my own show, but I also love that I'm able to talk about God, you know, because
There we
that's
go.
my heart. You know, I'm in ministry and stuff like that. And so I'm able to just be free with talking about Jesus because
Yeah.
everybody is saying the name God, but
Okay,
nobody
sprinkle,
wants to
sprinkle.
say the name Jesus. And
Yes.
so if you know me, you know that I am going to talk about Jesus.
I love it. Also, awesome. So let's get into the kitchen. Are you
Okay.
in your own home or are you in an actual studio?
I am in my own home. I am in my own home shooting. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna talk a little bit more
Okay.
to get into behind the scenes because, girl, I need to be in the shoot. So, are you feeding the people, the producer, the director? Because I'll be like,
Yes,
you
I
know,
do feed
yeah,
them. Yeah.
okay.
After we done shooting, we all eat.
We all eat, and then I eat it. All right, y'all,
Yes.
come on back right here on the Voice of the Coast for one more segment. Awesome. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. This is my last segment, so I'm going to try to make it as good as possible because I'm loving the conversation, and hopefully you are as well. I really want to talk about you doing this in your home and your guests. First and foremost, is it an hour, 30 minutes? How long is the program?
It's 30 minutes.
Okay. Oh, you get down in 30 minutes?
Yeah.
You must have all the stuff pre.
Well, you know, they do a lot of editing
Okay.
and stuff like that. So, you know, they make it fit.
Okay, okay. And then tell me about the guests because if are you really cooking as you're talking?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
tell me about the guests and how you're able to interact with them.
So the way that my home is set up, my bar is facing my kitchen. So the guests sit at the bar, I'm in the kitchen at the stove, and they talk to me and I converse back and forth with them. But you know, when you know what you're doing, you don't have to
Okay.
just stand over the stove and, you
Right.
know, watch the food.
Well,
So
watch pot never boils. So,
right.
okay.
So, you know, I'll take a break and get away from the stove and I'll go sit at the bar with them and have a
Okay.
conversation, you know, here and there.
Okay, so take me on at least one of your shows. What's the content?
So the content is really about me cooking, giving recipes, instructions on how I'm cooking it, and then also interviewing my guests, asking them different things about what they're doing, you know, what they're involved in, how did they get involved in it, what advice that they can give to other people who may be trying to adventure into that same arena, just different things like that.
And can you tell me how has it been received so far? I mean, have you had any type of focus groups or folks that have seen it and given you any type of feedback?
No, no one has seen any clips of the show at all.
Okay.
So everything that is going to be shown when the show actually airs is going to be new to everybody.
Right, and you got to get a lot of these shows in the can before you can actually, you know, because 12 may be a lot to some, but it goes by quickly.
It does. Yeah. It does.
Now tell me, let's transition to something else that you're doing, and that is Bible study.
Yes.
A women's Bible study that you have posted on your Facebook page. If you don't mind, you told me you were feisty growing up. Are you the middle child or the baby?
I'm the baby.
You're the baby.
Yes.
That's about right for the baby too. Yeah, I was gonna say middle child. I'm a middle child too. We a little feisty too. But tell me your story, if you can, in a nutshell.
So my story, basically, I grew up just in a neighborhood, kind of just rough, you know, and I guess because I had some run-ins with, you know, being rejected by a father and different stuff like that. You know, you're kind of looking for love in all the wrong places. And so I just started getting into different things, you know, like fighting and, you know, smoking and just different things like that. Stuff I had no business doing and thought that I was grown before my time. And so one thing just led to another. I actually was sent to a group home, actually was sent to LTI. And so I was pregnant when I went to LTI. But me being pregnant, it like hey, this is not about you anymore. You know, you have to change some of the stuff that you're doing because you don't want your child to go in the same path that you went into. And so I just started transitioning and started shifting, you know. Actually, one night I was in the group home and actually saying my prayers, but every time I closed my eyes, I would see a girl on fire. And I was scared because I had never seen anything like that before. And I went speak with one of the ladies, the director, and I told her, you know, what was going on, and she was like, baby, that's you. She said, if you don't stop doing what you're doing, she said, hell is going to be your destination, and God is trying to show you that you need to turn your life around. And so slowly but surely, I just started shifting, you know, and changing my life. And so now, you know, I'm into ministry and stuff like that, and I cater to women. I also have a nonprofit that's catered to abused and battered women. I went through that as well, and so the name of my nonprofit is Kingdom Restore Her. And so also just doing Bible study, trying to give people a platform, or women a platform on Zoom, because it's interactive. They can speak to me, they can ask questions, they can talk, they can read the Bible as well. And we just all interact, read the Bible, feed ourselves, and grow together.
So it really is like a safe space. So
Yes.
Awesome. All these things this lady is involved with. If you haven't got her socials, make sure to watch the show again. I think this was great. Thank you very much. Congratulations to you.
Me.
And we will see you guys next time. Y'all take care.